Hello, my name is Cameron Farmer. I'm host of Kingspirit Travels, and I'm doing something that's just a little bit different on the travel show. I'm introducing at least one day of cooking for my co-host, and right now you're just going to get a little taste of what's going to happen there. Now, this is a segment that I'm very proud of. I call it Cameron's Pantry, and what we are going to do that day is buy ingredients, and with my co-host they'll also get their own ingredients to share their recipes with me, as I will with them. And you're getting a taste right now, right after this. Hi, welcome back. You're here in my kitchen, and this is where the magic happens. So welcome to Cameron's Pantry. What we're going to do right now is make biscuits and gravy. And you're going to get a taste of all the ingredients and everything that I actually put together in order to make something that's really delicious, basic, and simple. I know that although there are some restrictions that a lot of individuals have consuming food, this is just going to be a basic guideline so that you can actually use the recipe to your own advantage, to your specific needs. So let's begin, shall we? The most basic things you can actually make using simple ingredients are biscuits. Now these biscuits are going to be just a little bit different than you're probably used to, especially if you buy them at the store in a can. Those are okay maybe once in a while, but they're processed. You don't want to have a lot of processed foods in your diet. So we're going to do this from scratch, and you're going to be shown step-by-step directions in order to make the most tasty and basic biscuits that you can ever make. Hi, and welcome back. I'm going to be making the biscuits here on this table. What I'd like to do is show you how this is done. You will need at least 2 cups of flour, and just arrange a couple of things here, and you want to sift it too. If you don't have a sifter like this, you can actually buy one at a dollar store, and they're very handy, they're very useful. Or if push comes to shove, you can actually use a little screen in order to put on your container and just do it that way. So I'm going to be taking 2 cups. This is white flour, although I would prefer wheat, whole wheat. Get 2 cups in there. Set this aside. Then you're going to need ½ teaspoon of salt, just like that, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, 1, 2, 3, 4, there we are. Set this aside. And then sometimes people will add tartar sauce to it, and if you want to, you can do that, but just use about a ½ teaspoon. And some add sugar. I don't like putting sugar in my biscuits because I don't like them very sweet. I like to taste the bread. And if you do want to have sugar in it, let's see, you need at least 2 teaspoons. But for me, since if a recipe calls for a certain amount of sugar, I cut it by half, especially when it comes to making desserts and whatnot. So now you just sift all of this together like that in a bowl. There will be some chunks left over, just push them through. Like that. Set this aside. And we got the nice mixture right there. Okay. Now we add about a half cup of either shortening, oil, or butter. I use Smart Balance, and a lot of other people use Earth Balance as well, and that's really good because both of those items are basically GMO free. But recently online I had learned that Smart Balance did not have completely GMO free spread, but they are rectifying that at the moment. So we'll just add this Smart Balance, which still claims to be GMO free. Got that. And the next thing we need to do is get our milk. And let me get to the refrigerator here and get it. Okay. We'll need about 2/3 cup of milk into this. Let's see, we've got 2/3 right there. That should be about right. Yep. That's it. And we need just a fork. Because we're going to put this milk in the center just a little bit. Mix it around just a little bit. You don't want to overbeat it. You don't want to overbeat this at all. You want everything mixed together well. And you can do just a little bit more there. Just mix it in a little at a time. Stir it around with a fork. They'll basically get into like crumbed oatmeal a little bit. Just be sure to get all the flour mixed in. And there we are. In the sink. And that's about right. Yep. That's looking good. Because after this, we're going to put this on a floured pan and knead it. No, the dough is not needy. It doesn't need anything except just a little bit of love, a little bit of understanding. Knead as in K-N-E-A-D, not N-double-E-D. There. It should look like that. Okay, then with the fork, just put this on the floured pan, which I have here. Or you could use a cutting board. I would rather use a pan because I can control cleaning it a little bit better. With a wooden one, those are actually just, to me, a little harder to clean. The reason being is you also need to have, let me set this right down here, and just give me a minute. Just have to wash up a little. The reason why I don't use cutting boards is because they are very hard to clean. Now I'm just going to dust this just a little bit more flour, and to knead it with the fork, just press it out like that, just a little bit. Put some of that flour in, and always use your hands when you're cooking. Well, when possible. There we are. Just a little bit of flour on that. And just a tiny bit more. Because you'll want to do this about maybe 8 or 10 times, or just a few, well, at least folding it, I should say, doing that about 8 or 10 times, and we're going to do that right now. Fold that over, a little bit like that. Just be sure you have a little bit of flour on hand, so that you can use that add a little bit more here. Pressing it out like this, a little bit better. There we are. I'll just do that for about 8 or 10 times, and I'll be right back. Okay, using your hands, always work that dough. And just press it out, fold it over, press it, fold it over, press it. If it sticks to you just a little bit, just roll your hands from the flour. Just wipe it down like that and use the excess. I know sometimes it'll be just a little sticky for the time being, but then, okay, after folding it, pressing, folding it, pressing, it'll start not to become so sticky. Then, okay, it's almost done. So, start sticking with my fingers, just press it back in. This is why I really enjoy baking and cooking, because I get the hands-on stuff, and it's, to me, it's just one of the most remarkable memories growing up with my mom and my dad, especially my mom. She would make the best biscuits ever, and those are usually drop biscuits. And perhaps one day, when I have a little time, I'll show you how those are made. This is just a little general biscuit mixture which I like using. Great. And it all should come out like that. Now, let me turn on the oven. It's going to be at 450 degrees. It'll be preheated. And now that this is basically what you need, press it all down to about, maybe a 1/4 inch if you can. I like to have mine just a little bit more than a 1/4. Flip it. Do that. Get just a little bit more flour on that. Just a little bit, not too much. Then you're ready to make your round of biscuits. Now, I like using this because you get the perfect biscuit if you use that. Dust the edge just a little bit with flour and press it like that. Pull this back and you got your biscuit right there. And we'll put that on our baking sheet just like that. Press this out again. Get it down to the desired thickness. Dust the edges. Press. And there you are. Yet another biscuit. Dust. Let's do one right here. Hopefully, you'll get to about 6 good pieces. Press the dough down, of course. Get it to the desired thickness. Voila, there we are again. Okay, I managed to squeeze out 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. And for the final touch, take your milk again, and with just a little spoon or even a brush, coat the tops. It's just a little bit of milk. Just like that. It's okay if it gets on the pan. Okay. Make sure you get it. Now remember, these are basic biscuits. If you want to add something to it, you can. You can add maybe some Italian seasoning to it, or even rosemary. in the mix and stir it up, and then knead it, and don't forget everything like that. And you'll have herb-infused biscuits. While the biscuits are baking, we can make the white gravy. Now, it takes equal portions of butter and flour. So we're going to do 4 tablespoons of butter. Let me get that in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and do that on low heat. Pardon me while I clean this up a little bit. As long as you keep your instruments clean, they'll last you a long time. And now, what we do next, put that on low heat, let it melt. Let me take this out. Let that heat up a bit. Biscuits will be ready in just a few more minutes. Just got to get that melted quite a bit before we can add 4 tablespoons of flour to that. And salt and pepper to taste. And then we add milk to it. 2 cups of milk. Okay. Mix it down here. Before adding the milk. Just a little at a time. If you want more pepper, just kind of eyeball it. If you really, really like pepper. This is sea salt. Mix it up. Just like that. This will barely hold. There we are. And just let that cook down just a little bit. Turn the heat up on it just a little bit more. Get it boiling, if you can, just a little bit. And once it's heated up sufficiently, just, let it cool a little bit. And if it isn't as thick as you want it, then add just a little bit more milk or a little bit more flour to it. Because right now it's heating up. As soon as it gets to boiling, just turn off the heat. And we'll get to our biscuits in a couple of minutes. So, here are the biscuits. Don't they look nice? Yeah. I have some gravy. It's already thickened up. Just remember to keep stirring and watching this, and it'll eventually thick up like that. I had put in enough pepper, and it should be really, really, really good. So now we're going to get a plate. Have that there. If you have a little bit of problem removing a biscuit, like I just did right here, you can not overcook it. You can actually bake it for about 12 to 15 minutes instead of 20. But let me at least open up one of these. Up. Like that. See if I can grab another. And they are hot, I assure you. Here we are. Open up just like that. Really hot. Just set that aside a little bit. Should be thick enough. Just pour on, just like that. Just like that. Oh yeah. Doesn't that look good? And ready to eat too, within half an hour. Want a little bit more salt or pepper, go for it. And that's what's cooking in Cameron's Pantry.